So now this effort to recall the governor in California, Democrat Gavin Newsom, gaining steam apparently as the Democrats' popularity takes a hit over the response to the pandemic. So much of this is about the virus. Former California gubernatorial candidate John Cox plans to challenge Newsom if those recall efforts succeed. Sir, good morning to you. Thanks for getting up early. You're not alone in this if you get a chance at a recall.
Great to be with you, Bill.
What we learned yesterday is that the reason the recall was successful 18 years ago is because it caught Democrats off guard, and this time they believe they have been forewarned. Does that run against your efforts to try and make it successful?
Not at all. Frankly, in 2003, at the last recall, the state was in a similar crisis. There were blackouts, there were high taxes, there were major problems, and the governor bore the brunt of that unpopularity. He was another career politician like Gray Davis and just like Gavin Newsom. And now we have the same problem. Newsom has failed on the vaccine distribution. He's kept small businesses closed and crushed them. And he's kept our kids out of school and off their activities and really destroying the mental and emotional health of our kids. I think the recall is going to be successful. I think the poll that came out yesterday had him at, what, 45%. I was surprised it wasn't even lower because of the failures, the repeated failures. People are just sick of career politicians who just talk and bloviate and practice politics and cater to the lobbyists like he did at that French Laundry dinner. I'm a businessman. I've built a business over 40 years by delivering results with integrity. And I think that's what people want. They want solutions. They want results. And this recall is going to be successful.
John, let me ask you about the Republicans that did very well, relatively speaking, in California in the general election last fall in 2020. They did better in House races. They did better in a couple of other places and on a key referendum. Do you think that is telling you something that this recall could be successful?
Absolutely. The voters of this state have finally woken up, I think. They defeated a huge tax increase, affirmative action, rent control. They let Uber and Lyft off of oppressive regulations. You know, the voters of this state have had real problems, Dana. I mean, the highest poverty rate in the nation, the highest homeless rate, housing costs are out of sight. I'm a builder. I build apartments in other states, and I can do it for a fraction of what it costs in California. We need to bring down housing costs, get people back to work, lower the cost of living. You know, these things can be done, Dana. We just got to get away from the same kind of career politicians and lobbyists that have grabbed a stranglehold on Sacramento. And I'm determined to get that accomplished. I almost did in 2018. I got more votes than Meg Whitman, and I almost got as many votes as Schwarzenegger. So I think people know who I am and know that I really want to get this state back on track.
One last thing here, the jobs are leaving, people are leaving. Kevin McCarthy on what to do about that. Just give this a listen here, sir.
President Biden tries to pride himself on doing a California model. If President Biden is serious about any unity, come to Houston. Come to Middle America. Come look in the faces of those workers who earn $80,000 a year and tell them why you took their jobs away.
Just want to get your reaction to that. And also, I mean, the fact that you're Republican in California, you're running uphill to begin with. So if you're going to succeed, things really have to be tough in that state, sir.
Well, I'm not a politician. I'm not a bitter partisan. I'm a business person. I want to build bridges to bring people together. You know, listen, $80,000 in California is poverty wages almost because of the cost of living. So we've got to bring down that. But we have to create good jobs, and energy jobs and natural gas would be great for California. And, you know, I'm dedicated to doing that. We have got so many lobbyists controlling Sacramento, and they get their way, but the taxes are too high, the business climate is horrendous, and we need to get somebody who has demonstrated that he can get things done. That's what I've done in the private sector, and that's what we need to do for California.
California is an important state. We got to keep on it and keep talking to you. Thank you, John.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.